Yeah, does anyone like playing games that are for babies?
You know that you have essentially written a speech for the president to deliver if he decides to do this. I want to quote just the first line. My fellow Americans and all citizens of Earth, it has come to our attention that extraterrestrial civilizations of great technological advancement have been visiting Earth for some time. Could you see President Trump being the first president to step to the podium?
Just some noise in the background. You don't really want to think. But you also don't want to lock into doing anything. You play bomb.
If the nuclear bomb, chat back in the days,
just a little time waste, but
was
like
flying. Okay, right? Hold on now. Hold on. Instead of a nuclear bomb, it was flying. Okay, and they had to test it out, flying on the coast or something like that, right? And other departments of the United States have seen it flying. Hold on. They would have called an alien, right? Because it's a secret project. Not all branches of the government know about it, right? I'm getting only a few. It's very secretive, and the point of the design is that it is an secrecy and then nobody knows about it. So if they start flying, they would say it's a UFO, right? So it makes sense that the UFOs of that time could have been just a technological advancement, secret project that flies. I mean, it only makes sense.
And deliver a speech like that.
I do, and apparently his daughter-in-law believes so as well. And I think...
why would flight control, radars, why would these guys know what's flying? Why would they know? If they don't know it's a secret, they would know shit. They'd be like, yo, this is a UFO. And according to what is a UFO, it's unidentified and it flies.
The reason for that is that there are so many pressures about
you can't see the whole picture, right? You don't really know what it is. It's going to be a point. If it's a UFO, it could be us. Because a lot of things are done secretly, like the Epstein files. The people that keep saying distraction to illustrate Epstein file this.
Civilization.
Shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch ass
up.
How
do you know?
Just because there's a relevant thing and going on now doesn't mean that it has to be the only thing people talk about all the fucking time. Like
that makes you think that it's a civilization.
Some people just don't have only two brain cells, right? We have the capacity to think about multiple things at multiple times, or at the same time throughout the day. Whatever. I don't want to think about fucking Epstein the whole fucking week, the whole month. I've been making these videos about this shit for so many times, right? Maybe one time I can do something else.
Is that there are so many pressures about
or is it just too much? You have to talk about fucking Epstein. Come on, man. Fucking dumbass retards.
I've advised in our briefing
guys,
we did.
Human thinking is too linear. Because you think and you see things as humans do this, humans do that.
Humans, it's dumb fucking
aliens
retards.
have to be some form of humanoid, civilized, like fucking, it has to be same structure.
Yeah.
Yo, we have no fucking idea. It could be fucking little.
I've been saying this. Aliens are real, obviously. Right? Just looking at the odds, there are going to be aliens,
offshore to the planet or some shit like that. That fucking moves in smoke.
Aliens are going to be lame as shit. They're just going to be like fucking fish
that changes
and
vibrations.
Like in some
we don't
ocean.
know what the fuck is.
It's going to be so ridiculously lame.
It's short-sighted thinking.
For the White House that they do not want to be behind the curve on this. They want to not have it come out through other countries or in some other way.
Scientist discovers new species, and then it's like a variant of a bacteria who already knew existed, for 500 years.
I'm not privy to per
That's
se.
The type of shit aliens are going to be.
But I do think this is coming on a fast track.
I'm gonna say something that's very, very bad, and you're gonna get mad at me. I believe this guy less, and I believe this less than the central control guy. And you say, who's the central? Who is that? The central control guy.
As a Christmas gift, Reverend Short has offered to use his body as a vessel for his alien friend, Corton.
Right. We were going to have you over here. Is that okay?
No. This is Central Control. This is Central Control. Stand by.
Ooh,
there is
bottom
evidence
right.
of
like
interdimensional beings that can operate through the time spaces that we currently have, which is obviously
fake.
If they were in another dimension, would we even see them?
Going to catch a lot of people's attention. Anna Paulina Luna, thank you very much, Congressman. It's good to have you with us today. So you, I want to go back to that. You told Joe Rogan in a podcast in August when you were discussing all of this.
This is AI shit generated to distract from the Epstein files. What is this
here on Earth, and that
what?
they operate.
This video has been debunked a million times, man. They keep showing this fucking rot,
Can we just talk about Israel and the Epstein files right now? I mean,
yeah, I think that a good example would be some of the photo visual evidence that we've seen directly in some of these classified briefings that will now be made public. One of the famously now, I guess, infamous videos that we showed in one of our hearings was actually a video that was dead dropped to Eric Burleson, who's a member of Congress.
Okay. Simple concept there.
Still a bird.
That's because the actual object, the actual whatever the fuck is over there, is incredibly far away. Whatever it's a light, it's very far away, and this is just the fucking, it's the glare, and then this is the rotating fucking gyroscope of the camera. The camera gyroscope is readjusting, so it looks like it's moving. It absolutely is. It absolutely, even a miniature alteration in the lens, the miniature thing that makes the light look like that. When it changes, and it rotates, of course it's gonna rotate. It has to. You can literally see the gyroscope change.
Burleson, who's a member of Congress,
scientific discoveries,
you can literally see it.
Things you notice end up being so lame because usually the anomaly can be explained a bit away by. If there's an anomaly that is out of the norm, right? There isn't no consistent pattern to it at all. There's no. It always ends up happening, even if you don't know why. It ends up happening like this. No, it's just something that randomly happened. It's always just some glitch, right? It's some weird thing that happened one time. And if there's a pattern to it, it usually just has a pretty simple explanation.
When looking at the fucking thing, do you think that the guy?
Make scientific discoveries, it's just always lame.
You are fucking
because they just end up seeing something that we already knew. Every discovery is just something obvious we always knew.
God's out there, please tell me he's not saying this. Oh my God, I beg.
Even though we already knew this.
You're not saying
we already knew aliens existed for forever, right? We already knew this. So what if we see one?
I'm done.
You just saw one, so what? We already knew this.
Yes, there is definitely an advanced technology out there that's not created by mankind. And yes, of course, we've seen other evidence where it could potentially be UAPs, and then
it's going to say aliens don't exist.
I mean, but there is a certain amount of evidence that you simply can't explain.
They obviously do exist.
If the object emits light at that distance, the naked eye wouldn't be able to say whatever the fuck that is, and it definitely would not be able to tell whether it's rotating or not. There is no way you think that a light emitting object at this distance, you'll be able to tell what kind of movement that it's doing. There is no way you think that. That's crazy.
That are defied in how these vehicles.
It's like looking at a star and saying, dude, I think it just flipped sideways. I think the star flipped sideways. You can't tell shit, buddy.
Vehicles operate. Are very interesting to note, and we are not the only government that's looked into this extensively. But
oh my God! Now you're getting a troll video.
If this rotation is merely the result of image stabilization, why would the two pilots fail to recognize it as such?
Lamau, there's no way you fell for their explanations of this. You are so fucking gullible and dumb, it's insane. Actual libtard.
Know what that looks like, and they're not alone.
Says they gotta donate.
Now tell us.
Says they gotta donate to a billionaire.
And how far the object is.
Fuck.
And give us the data.
What's that?
Give us the research on human perception of light objects or light emitting objects and how accurate it is at those distances. Now, if you want to be thorough, if you look at scientific data and research, this is incredibly far away.
He's right.
What about it?
This camera is a dog shit piece of shit. The only way they can tell is because they've got big space telescopes.
They're looking at the camera. They're not. They're looking at the naked eye. I don't believe it.
Is merely the result of image.
If you have a shitty camera, that's like this quality is worse than cop slot
even if they saw
body cams
or saw whatever the fuck.
This cannot
they're saying
determine
it's rotating
distance
they will be seeing it
at all.
And saying it's rotating it because the gyroscope changed. That's it. That's it.
Just my camera is better quality than this.
If there was a light, fair enough, there is, right?
Right, you can see the dots.
They say it's rotating because the camera is rotating it. So it's a mix of both. It's not just they saw it rotating with their eyes only. Fuck that. That's crazy.
Would know what that looks like.
That's crazy.
And they're not alone. Both Lieutenant Graves and the Coin believe it is the UFO which is rotating. Furthermore, an expert on the Atflir system has very plainly stated that this is not an optical illusion.
Wrong.
But this is not the only puzzling comment made by the two pilots.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind.
The camera is rotating it.
There's
a video about this. Let's link it.
The voiceover is so fake.
Video.
In this video, I'm going to demonstrate 4 observables. 4 things that you can verify yourself that demonstrate that the gimbal UFO video almost certainly shows a glare that hides the actual object.
Look.
And that the shape of the glare is only...
Look. Here it's more big so you can see it, right? But this is accurate. Look at this. It's just bigger so you can understand it. But that's just what it uses. It's different axes, and to have the same result, right? It has to redo itself, and that's what you see when this changes. It's that simple.
Because the camera is rotating.
Look.
Briefly.
Yeah.
The 4 observables are: 1. No rotation when banking. The shape does not rotate when the jet banks. Everything else rotates. The shape does not. 2.
If you put a ball inside of a hollow cube, you turn the cube, the ball's going to follow the turn. That's what happens. The ball's going to move if you turn the cube.
Rotating patterns. When the shape rotates...
Oh, let me guess. Let me guess. The alien sends a wave emission that makes the camera glitch and bump every time at the exact same interval with the same timing so that they could trick the people to think it's only a gimbal. Because they're so advanced. Fuck that.
There's a matching rotation of light patterns across the entire image. 4. Derotation matches. The rotation of the shape matches exactly the
problem is...
Okay, I believe you. So what exactly is it?
Bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. We don't know what it is because they don't want you to know what it is. Because it's probably some fucking government project that they're working on the technology. They're flying this to some other fucking branch of the government that they don't want other governments to know about. Like, they don't want some guy to leak their shit. It's that simple. Like, what about it?
Amount of derotation needed for tracking the target.
We know you aren't being paid off.
The first 3 are simple observations. They don't need any math to see their...
Yes, it's a UFO technology. Yes, it absolutely is. Since we don't know what it is, for our eyes, it's a UFO. For the people that are putting it up there, it is not a UFO. So it's not really a UFO, because in my opinion, a UFO should be to everybody. To everybody. The only real UFO that I think is a real UFO is when nobody knows. Ever.
Applications, just an understanding of...
Which is usually drugs.
The last one does require math, but I can also demonstrate it with a simulation, so you can see the math matches the physical reality.
Look!
Let's say there wasn't a
Before
UFO.
We get into the 4 observables, we need to understand what is going on.
It's only captured by a government plane.
Any of these arguments that get made,
he puts not a single other person
alone
ever
is almost good enough to
shit.
debunk this by itself.
What are the chances?
And he has like 5 or 6
What are the chances if you go out now, you drink and drive, you drive without a license, and you you buy a car, never register it, put a fake license on it? What are the chances you get caught with that?
The tic tac is also wrong. The
tic
tac is even worse.
They're 0, right? You won't get caught.
I cannot believe this playing these videos.
And if you do, you're just so unlucky and ridiculous. The chances of that are ridiculously low.
As we continue to evolve specifically on the front of AI and drone technology, We have to ensure that are these things, whatever they may be, are they potential adversarial weapons, advanced weapons, or not? And I think the whole aspect that the federal government can deny access to members of Congress, which has happened not just to myself, but to other members of Congress as well, is not just alarming, but it's also something that cannot truly exist in a free and fair society. Government should not operate in secrecy. And so I look forward
flying
to
objects into our aerospace. If they have flying objects, they would have an orbit around the Earth. They don't come here
he was on that initial
and then build a device that optimally flies inside the air where there's a fuck ton of friction. No, it's going to be a station that is self-sufficient and orbits planets. It's not going to fly in the fucking Earth.
Like, come on, man. For the world. I fear for the human race.
It's stupid. No alien is going to... Are they going to land or are they going to orbit? They're not going to fly in the air. Come on, now.
It's like if I was CNN and I was saying to guys, sell your houses because the really astrology signs are saying
from across the galaxies, they can watch you and test you from their fucking home planet. They don't have to go out and go here. Why would you go out? Like, we can do the same thing. We can we can look at their planets.
They should
from over here.
Is it because it's technology that we have?
Like, why can't they do better than that?
That we have military.
Why would they ever go on our planet and then risk some goofy ass operation and get caught? Come on, man.
What is the downside of covering it up? Well, not much. The public will have panic a little bit. They're like, oh no, UFO. Costs nothing. No damage to society. What about the downsides? They don't cover it. Guys,
this is just footage planted here by Benjamin Netanyahu.
And here, it's a super advanced technology rocket
by the way.
that we can never use again.
Benjamin Netanyahu, but you have to talk about it because it's to distract from the Epstein files, from the connection between Epstein and Donald Trump, who has a connection with the British monarchs and Benjamin Netanyahu. It's very simple.
We can't understand.
Really?
Based on our interviews that we've conducted, not just in person, but also given some of the testimony that we've received, we do have reason to believe that this tech is not created by mankind. However, it is also possible that there are certain advanced weapons that the U.S. government may have that they're denying us access to.
Dude, that's
here's
just
the problem.
That's just
when you have unelected bureaucrats denying access to members of government that are supposed to oversee and write the checks for that federal spending, and then we're also getting reports that there are people being threatened, whether it be physically, whether there have been interesting deaths associated with people that have been coming forward as whistleblowers, which has been brought up in some of the testimony that we received, not just myself, but you saw recently there was a movie that came out, The Age of Disclosure, where this was also referenced now by the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. This is one of the most bipartisan and bicameral things in Washington, D.C. And so we definitely are looking forward to sharing this and exploring this further with the American people.
I'm not critical of aliens existing. I know aliens exist. I also know that this footage is fucking trash. It's just planted there to distract from the Epstein files.
Alien. That's it. One word.
It's planted there to make people think xQc is not the GOAT, even though he is the GOAT.
It's that easy. It's that easy. It is that easy. It's the freest win since fucking... Since I don't know. Since Canada curling gold. A man in his early 20s was shot and killed after allegedly breaching a secure perimeter of President Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach. The individual was observed near North Gate carrying a shotgun and a fuel can. Yo? What the fuck?
I think we now have Dan Bongino, former FBI director. Thank you for joining us on such short notice, Dan. So can you tell us what you know at this hour?
Well, obviously that's a secure, extremely secure area. I've been to the property, as many of you have, many times. Breaching the property, if what we have from the...
Well, I don't care if it's Fox News or anything. Why would I care? It's just unless it's false. I mean, I don't care about what news source it is. I'll watch CNN. I'll watch if it's a factual thing. I don't care about the commentary.
That side of the property, the north side of the property over there, they made a number of...
I was there. Yeah, I was there. It's very secure. I mean, I don't know how this guy probably got on the outside somewhere.
I know the director now.
You can judge the validity of that one footage of the UFO, but there are so many UFO sightings in history to not at least believe a little that something is going on.
45 and 47, obviously, is very familiar with the property. They made, again, a number of very significant technology enhancements that put a lot of money.
The same.
I'll replay it. I'll replay it.
Location, but ultimately, in the end, you know, there was an interdiction here by a human being, and they're going to be the ones who are obviously the decision makers. And it appears from the early reporting, and we'll see what comes out, that they you know.
Bro, what do you mean? Who cares? But it's insane.
Force, which happened in this
bro,
case,
like fucking assassination attempts are crazy. I mean, this is not like normal at all. Like, this should be happening at all.
I thought that to be the case. The early reporting of a weapon.
It is alarming.
The obvious reason why. And then from this point on, the FBI and the Secret Service, me having been on both sides.
I mean, it's fake. What the fuck is that? I mean, I don't think they would be lying about this.
At 1:30 this morning, the security detail detected that a individual had made his way into the inner perimeter of Mar-a-Lago. A deputy and 2 Secret Service agents on the detail went to that area to investigate. They confronted a white male that was carrying a gas can and a shotgun. He was ordered to drop those 2 pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the 2 Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat. He is deceased at the scene. I'll give you a picture of the shotgun and the gas can to have with you. So that's what we know now.
Where's the body cam footage?
Investigation continues. The FBI is the lead investigation agency on this case, and we will be assisting them in whatever manner they would like. And they will be responsible for answering any other questions at an appropriate time.
Yo, you have a whole thing for Quebec, you didn't have to do anything, man. That's $50. Yo, 50 umbrellas, much man. How to get to the inner perimeter? Wait, I mean, how does he get past the bridge? Is the bridge not like secure or whatever?
It's just security guards. They slack off. They slack off plenty. Most people that have jobs and do jobs, right? They don't actually work. Right? They don't actually work hard because they suck at their job, and when they actually start working, they get depressed because they realize how fucking awful they are at what they do, and they realize they spend their whole life or their whole lives working up to something they'll never be good at, which is just depressing, right? If you're forever just a noob, that's depressing.